Welcome students. Today I will be teaching you on the very basic concept, one of the very basic concept in C#, that is enumerations in C#. Well, the concept will begin with a simple demonstration of enum, but I will be drilling deep into the real usage of enums in .NET, like where we use enums, because enums are almost everywhere in .NET. So it is important for us to first realize what are enums if you are not aware of it. Like if you have gone through a basic C course or C++ course or a Java course, you already know the meaning of enums. So I'll be starting from basics, and thereafter I'll be drilling deep into the real aesthetics of enums or the usage of enums in .NET. So let us begin. Well, let us fire Visual Studio. File, new project. Now first of all I am using this console application to demonstrate the usage of enums. Enum usage, that is fine. Look, we have 7 days in a week, right? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday comes once again. So things like this, don't you think that it is better to have something like a data type? Like I can think like, say, weekday. Actually day of week is already defined by system, so it will be like replicating once again, but still I would like to have my own, like weekday. In fact, already there is a system enum, and please understand how enums really look, having two small boxes like this. So day of week is already defined by C# or .NET, but I would like to create my own. So what I would like to say is that let us have something like this: weekday D, and then D equal to, say, Monday. I would like something of this sort. You can argue that okay, what we can do is that Monday doesn't seem to be one such variable or something, so better to keep it within string. Like Monday looks like a string, isn't that so? Monday is a string, Sunday is a string. But the thing is that I would not like to have it like, I would not like to consider this as a string, but rather as a value itself. Monday as a value, Tuesday as a value. What can we do? To do this, we first need to define this weekday data structure, and enums are nothing but a special data structure. What we can do is that we can do something like this. So let us have it here. Enum, we start with enum definition, then weekday, and then we will be defining all the values of this weekday enum. That is, what are the different values that this weekday enum can actually hold. So let us say that we will be having Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. In this way I will be typing in all through. So you see that I have just completed writing all these days that are in a week. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then back to Sunday, because we follow up US system. Normally now internationally we all follow US system of weekday counting. So our weekday basically begins from Sunday. But if you follow up United Kingdom date time standard, then the first day of week is Monday. So make sure that which day is your first day of week. So accordingly, let us keep Sunday as the first day of week and the Saturday is the last day of the week. That is fine. So what we have defined is a special data type which is weekday and whose values are of these, within these domain. So creating an enum means, in mathematics you can say, in maths we understand that integer domain. Integer domain means the domain of integer, the values that integer domains can hold. It can be anything from 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So these are the values, possible values of integer. And if you want to talk about the domain of fractional points, it can be any fractional data. In this way, sometimes we have some discrete value. Discreteness is important. Discreteness, like this weekday cannot be having any arbitrary string as its weekday. It should be having one of these 7 value as its value. So naturally we first have to define the values. One important thing that you must understand, dear students, is internally enums are actually integers. Once again, internally enums are actually integers. That is, Sunday is by default, if you have not written anything, by default it defaults to some value, but we can specify that Sunday is 1, Monday to 2, Tuesday to 3. We can give them values, but really speaking or truly speaking, it is no more required, because the values are automatically being assigned and we are least bothered about the internal values of the possible data or the domain of the data of within the enum data type. So once again, Sunday 1, Monday 2, it's not like that. You can keep Sunday as 304, Monday as 504, Tuesday as 804, whatever value you like to give, but make sure you give them unique values. Don't repeat the values, otherwise the system will behave incorrectly. So enums are special data types which actually allows you to specify value of that data type and with a predefined set of values. That is, you cannot really have value other than this. So now see, the moment I have declared weekday, this weekday was initially underlined by some jagged error message, but no more being underlined because it has able to understand weekday is a data type. Now weekday d equal to d dot Monday. Sorry, you cannot do in this way Monday. What do you need to do? In C you could give directly Monday like this, but in C#, as because this is object oriented, you need to specify where Monday is defined. This is nothing but a data domain within this weekday, I'm sorry, should be spelling corrected, weekday enumeration. That is, Monday is one of the domain of values within this weekday enumeration. So now this really completes a nice way of declaring an enum variable, which is d, and then putting a value within it, that is d weekday dot Monday will be giving you, will be initializing the variable d with a proper data. Got my point? So what we can do is that later point of time we can compare data, like we can even do in this way, like if d equals to weekday dot Sunday. If it is Sunday, then I will be doing something, okay fine, enjoy. So I'll be writing something like console dot write line, enjoy your holidays, enjoy your holiday. It's fine. Else I'll type in console dot write line work. Other than Sunday you have to work. That's fine. And finally, because this is console application, I have to make sure that you really hold the screen by writing system dot read key, console dot read key. It is synonymous to getch statement in C++ or in C programming language. That means if I run this, it will write work, because I have specified the data to Monday. So if I specify the data to Sunday, in that case it will surely say me enjoy your holiday. So that is a basic example of initializing of creation of an enum, then initializing the data of an enum variable by writing the data enum type followed by the value like Sunday, and lastly comparing it with one such enum values to do something specific. So this is what is a very basic and first class example of enum data type in C#. The next big question that comes in mind is, how do we input an enum type? Now from here the class will be getting a little bit complicated, but please understand, up to this much was okay. Look, if you want d dot 4, because 4 is a number, because internally enums are integers, but you cannot directly give an integer into an enum data type. You can do that in C or C++, but unfortunately you cannot do that in C#. So I would like to point one of the very important thing about this enum. One thing very important here, in .NET everything is type. Don't you see that I am writing weekday D? Like if you have ever used classes in .NET, ever, you understand that the way we write classes. Okay, let me first wipe out this one. The way we write classes is the class name followed by the variable name. You see one very important thing, that I am using this weekday in a very similar look and feel like that of a class in .NET. That is, a class or an enum are both behaving in a similar way. So weekday D, it seems like as if a class and then its object D, and then we are giving this object some value. We just didn't give it any such new weekday. I haven't typed in new weekday like this. Even if we have done that, it is not an error. But we haven't done this because this is not required. Internally, whenever we write weekday D, an object of D gets created and it holds the value weekday D. You can think about Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are the individual values of this. So they all represent individual objects of this particular enum type. I can really compare and contrast this. Let me cut this, as because this is a type. Mind, I am telling you type. I can keep it away from this class and I can define it as if this were a class. A class like look and feel. You see, don't you write something like class something, then some codes within that. So you think that this is a very shorthand class. You can think in this way. Enums are very shorthand class which defines its possible ranges of values. So other than these values, it will not be holding any other value. In .NET, other than class, so class is a special kind of type. So in the same spirit, in the same look and feel, an enum is a special kind of type. So class, type, I can just tell you one thing, class, enum, delegate. So this will come in some forthcoming classes that you be just understanding from me. Delegate, then event, they all are special types. They are types indeed. Definitely not to forget structure, because that comes really next after class that comes. So class, struct, enum, delegate, event, they all are what? Types. Types. They all are known as types in .NET. What type? This is a class type. What type is enum type? What type is a delegate type? Right? And they are written almost similarly that we write the definition of a class. So we can keep it apart. We can make it in this way so that it looks similar to look and feel that of a class. Anyway. So now my next concern is, how do we really accept data from user and initialize an enum variable? Now this is a very important thing that I am going to teach. Please pay full attention. What I mean is, from user we cannot directly accept data anything other than string format. You already know this from primary .NET concepts. That is, we cannot, we never take up integers from user, do we? No, we never take up integers. What we do, okay, we can declare an integer variable, but to take up the data we need to parse it, like integer dot parse, and then we, if it is from a console application, I write console dot read line. Fine. If it is from a Windows application or some GUI application, we type in the name of the text box, text box 1 dot text. Are you feeling at home with these things? Very simple. So we already know these things from our basic .NET classes, that okay, we cannot directly really accept integers, but this statement actually takes in my string value and it converts the string value into an integer. You can actually divide this into two steps, like a string say y, and you just have some value inside this y, then you parse this y and convert it into x. That means we cannot really directly accept. There is no such statement in .NET which can directly take integers in raw format from the console or from the text boxes or from anywhere else. So we first need to absorb the data, because user is going to type in something. So let the user type in something. It can be anything that he wishes to type. So if he types in a correct string value which is convertible to integers, then we will be using this kind of statements, integer.parse, to convert the value of y to x. I hope you are just getting the point. So this is it. Now if we have to accept double type, we have to write double.parse. Okay, I will not of course spoil my time over here. You just already know it. That is, in .NET you don't have a direct mechanism to accept numbers from users or accept anything other than string from users. So you have to ultimately be accepting data in string format from the user and convert it accordingly to some correct data type. So on a similar grounds, let me first, instead of initializing it in this way, I will not initialize it. I will be taking a string. Yes, let us have a string first. String s. Fine. And then let me write something on the console. Console.writeLine. Enter weekday. Whatever favorite weekday you like to enter, please have it entered. Then by using similar .NET statements, if you are using console, they definitely be writing console.readLine. That's fine. This simply reads a string from the black screen and then puts it into this console, into S. And if it is like Windows application or something else, then I have to type in the text box.text or some other label1.text, whatever .text has to be done. Now finally you have to convert this S, because you see this can be wrong, this can be mistake, because whenever you are giving a chance to enter something into a string, user can do anything wrong. User can be giving some wild weekday which is not an existing one at all, so a wrong one. So keeping it just in this way will be a wrong approach. Like let us convert S into D directly will be a wrong approach. The rest of the codes are same, not an issue. But what I want is that enter a weekday, user can enter from console, whatever console or text box, whatever he is wishing to enter, he can enter. Now finally my thing is that he should be able to convert this S into D, and that should be a proper way of conversion. You see that the red mark gives, and it writes that cannot implicitly convert a string to enum to weekday data type. It is being followed by enum usage, because ultimately our project's name is enum usage. So enum, this data type is nothing but this itself is within this enum uses namespace, so it gives this message. So it's not an issue to be thought right now. So anyway, you see, it says that you cannot directly convert S into D. We must have a way to convert. Let us see how do we convert a string to our enum data type. Very simple. Now think about it. If you are having a data type int, and if you are having a variable S which holds the string, say the inputted data, then how do I convert? I write int dot parse and supply the S. Please understand, S is a variable, is a string variable, which got its data from some source. It may be a console, it may be a text box, fine. So from whatever input, it got its data into S, and so in this way, and finally we are parsing it and storing it into some value like integer x. We have done this. So if this is the case with integer, what do you feel like? If instead of integer, if it is double, then double dot parse. If it is enum, then normally you will definitely think enum dot parse. It is indeed so. We don't have a direct weekday dot parse. Unfortunately, you don't have a direct weekday dot parse, but there is a roundabout thing. Enum dot parse. Then you need to specify the type this enum data type is currently working with, because enum is a very global kind of enum. That is, it can be any sort of enums. Like you can declare another such data enum, maybe month names. Say month name, you have declared another such enum. You can have a lot of system enums. So all are enum types, enumerated types. So this enum, this type enum, actually this depicts all the enums, every enum. Here is a point, please understand. So this enum is a class, actually. See, it writes class system.enum. This provides a base class for enumerations. From the tooltip you can see, provides a base class for enumerations. So internally this enum actually encompasses the meaning of all enums, whatever you type, whatever enum you are having, whether weekday, months, or say special holidays, fine, Christmas, our Bengali festival, Durga Puja. You can list all the famous, like famous like celebrations that we have, New Year. So these are another just set of enums that you can define in your project. But finally, to convert this S to this D, I have to first specify what type of enum it is. For that I need to write a type of operator in C#, and then I have to pass in weekday. Now this is a kind of little bit of memorization that you have to do, and finally you have to supply what you are really passing in the string, and once again you have to convert this to weekday data type. Yes, lot of code, I know that, but this is the syntax. This is the syntax. Now actually internally that has got a lot of things to teach. I know this. What is type of operator? Internally it actually works with reflections in .NET. Reflections, principle of reflections of .NET. Type of operator basically gets an internal type. So didn't I tell you the type, everything is having type, like they all are types. I have already told you, like class is a type, structure is a type, enum is a type, delegate is a type, event is a type. So these all are types. So every .NET data type has an internal code, you can think, internal code. Every class, whatever, class, enum, delegate, whatever you can write or think of in .NET is having a type object associated with it, a type object. Everything is having a type. That itself is a class. So don't worry. So here type of basically returns, you can see that the first parameter that accepts a type class object, no type. So type itself is a class, and to get the type of a particular data type you have to use this keyword, type of keyword. Type of weekday, immediately will be giving you type object of weekday. I can think about, let's say, type of say anything, just type in type of text box, or here I am write say type of string. You see, it gives this type of what type of data type string is. I can actually store it into type object. Type T equal to type of string. Type of int, fine. See, no error message, nothing. Type of double. If you don't want to write type of integer, actually integer and int32 are the same thing. Int32. Type of int32. Okay. So in this way, .NET you can extract the type information of any class to a variable T which is of type object. So this is what a type object. I'll just comment this out. Type object. So you could have written in this way, like, okay, type T and then type of weekday, and then supplying in this T and S. But I'll rather do it in a single step, because T is not being used anywhere else. So I'll be just copying this entire one and put it inside this first parameter of this parse function. So enum is a class. Please understand, parse is a static method of enum class internally, because you can understand from one of the class lectures that I've already given you, that if you really want to appreciate what this entire thing is, instead of simply memorizing this as a syntax, you can simply say, okay, this is a syntax, forget it, I don't have to know anything other than this. Then this is just well and good. Simply proceed my video. Simply forward my video. You simply don't have to hear all this stuff. But if you really want to understand that what it is really so, please bear with me and understand that enum is a class and parse is a static function of enum class. That is why I am able to use this parse on this enum, because we can understand that static functions can directly be used on a class. I don't have to create enum object equal to new enum then object dot parse. I don't have to create an object of enum class. Rather, I am directly hitting the parse method of this enum. That means parse is a static method of enum class. And then finally what you say, that you are actually passing in two parameters. One, the actual type of the enumeration this enum.parse is supposed to expect, and this is the final data piece that you have already supplied in while you have entered the data from the user. And finally, one more time you have to convert this data to weekday, because enum.parse will normally be just returning an object type. You see, as I'm holding mouse, you see just below my cursor it writes object enum, right? Object enum. Can you see this? Object enum. That means it returns an object type. So it is our responsibility to convert the object type to the proper type before I associate that to a proper data type D, and then my program is all okay. So now this time I can really enter anything that I wish, like say if I write Wednesday work, that means Wednesday, no other issue, you have to work. But if I supply anything wrong, see if I have done a spelling mistake, THRUSDAY, enter, you see it writes simply that requested value, this error message was not found. So neat and so clean error message. Requested value, this was not found. That is, parsing basically failed. Argument exception was unhandled. Argument exception. So what I can do is that you can simply just do one thing. You can simply put a try catch block around it. You can say that, oops, you did a mistake. Catch. Well, if you are using Windows application, message box will do. As because I am using console application, just print it on console itself. Console.writeLine. If you really want to get hold of the exact exception, I can type in argument exception ex, writing conversion failed because ex dot message. You can have some custom message for prepending this error while converting, and this is a system message that it is supposed to give. So I can give it, as because this is a console, I can give a new line /n, and this gives a message. And after this, you no more should be able, no more should proceed further. Rather, it should be simply make a return statement. Let's press F5 to run this. Now, do anything wrong? Enter. Okay, as because I haven't held the screen, it's important for us to write a console.read key statement here too. Read key that will simply hold the screen temporarily. Mind, these are not the requirement for Windows application or web application, because Windows and Webs runs on it is having its own standalone window, so it never exits the program like a thief. So if it just give anything wrong, gives error while converting a requested value, this was not found. That gives you a neat way to accepting anything from the user string, because this is our responsibility to have it, and then converting it to proper variable of its data type. Now you can take some rest, and the next thing that I would like to tell you is, sometimes it is necessary for us to know what are the different values an enum supports. Maybe that you want to have these values populated into some drop down list in a real life example. So I'd like to switch over to another such exercise with Windows application in mind. So file, new project. Windows or web both will work, so it's not an issue at all. So once more, this is about Enum demo 2, because already one is running. Enum demo 1 is running, I think so. Enum usage, okay. Enum, I'll just, okay, let me have it Enum demo 2 or Enum usage USAGE Enum usage win, that is fine, because this is on Windows I'm writing it, fine. I'll straightforward go and copy this. What else? Because I'm not going to type in again. Simply copying this, that is fine. And right click and view code. So just above it, I'll be typing in this enum data type. Let me switch to this form. It's fine. So this is what it is. This is enum data type. I have just copied and pasted. Now what I all want is a simple drop down list box should be available, that should be able to have, that should be able to inquire that enum data types of all these possible values and list it in its drop down fields, so that user is having the, so user will not be doing any mistake. Like, look, if you are in console and if you ask something from user can type in anything, because you cannot restrict user from typing in anything. But if you are in Windows application, you can restrict the input of user by having controls like drop down list box, because in drop down one cannot definitely have anything other than that. So either drop down or combo box, actually in where we say drop down list box, but in Windows we say combo box, same thing. Combo means it is both a drop down as well as a list box. You can simply type in data as well as you can have data, like you can type in data and you can also have listed, because the list is empty right now, it's showing nothing. So very soon the list will be populated with data. So instead of hard coding that with Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and all this data up to Sunday, so I don't want that way. I want to get the data from the enum type directly. So first thing is that I would like to lock this drop down for not allowing the user to enter anything on its own. So there is some property here that goes on here. No, not lock. It is drop down style, which is by default drop down. I like to just make it drop down list. The moment I do this, you will not be able to enter anything here. So it becomes a drop down list, right? So this is simply read only, or just you can have one of the data selected but not type anything else. What is the name of this drop down control? It is combo box 1. That is fine. Let us keep the name as is, combo box 1. Now where should I write code so as to populate this one? Very simple. In Windows you can just in web you can write it in page load, and here I will just writing in form load. I simply double clicked on this to make sure that I am here, or you can also write it just after initialize component, which is inside the constructor portion. Both are simply okay, but this is also okay, form load. So how do I really get all this data from this enum? Well, let us see this, how to do this. Once again, the master class is called enum dot get names. You see how pretty cool, get names. And then it says, okay, I'll be giving you an array of string data, array of string values, but tell me what type you require. I'll simply type in, okay, I want a type of weekday. Now you can understand a lot of things happening. Weekday, which is my own weekday, and that simply returns you a collection of string array, that is days. Fine. Now the days are totally in string. Now can't you iterate on this days string to get the individual days? Very simple. How you can do? You can use two of the syntax. Either you can use for syntax or you can use for each syntax. Both are okay. I would like to use for each syntax, like for each day string day in days. I'll write drop combo box one dot items dot add. This way to add up data to a combo box is simple one, and I'll write day. It writes for each day in days combo box one dot items dot add day. That will simply be giving me all the days. Now don't expect that all the time days will be in alphabetical order or the way we have written it in enum type. Many a times it is not really honored. That's the way I have written it from the beginning to end. Don't think the combo box will be running in the same order, but most of the time it is the case. So I'll run this and show you that it is indeed, see that Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday it is come in order. That's fine. Got the point? Now think about, I'll do one thing. I'll once again come back to console application. I'll show you one magic. So okay, like before I show you the magic, one second let me revise this, what I have already told you. It's very simple, please pay full attention. Enum is a data type, as you know. Get names is a function. Once again, it's a static function within this enum class, and type of is what this get names function expect. Like it is inquiring you, okay, I want to get all the names that are within. Names means what? All the values, right? All the values, get names. This simply says what are the names. Names means these are the names. The values are also known as names in enums. And then it requires you to type in the exact type of enumerated type. In this case it is weekday. If I have written something other than weekday, maybe that in .NET you have already done, like system dot data dot connection state. You see, connection state data type is another one such enum, because this is enum. See, it just writes enum. So now if you iterate on that, you simply get what are the values within connection data types. What are the closed, open, connecting, executing, fetching, broken. So simply you can get it. Now the magic I'll be telling you, that just before that, those who do not really understand for this statement, you can, it is an array, very simple. You can, even if you can just written in this way, for this int I equal to 0, then I less than equal to days dot length -1, then I plus plus, and then you could have extracted in this way, like combo box 1 items dot add. Instead of this, you can return days I. This is a straightforward one, that I am iterating through the array. Length is the total number of elements in the array, and that -1 will be giving the last index of it, so 0 to last index. You are incrementing the count, and you are simply populating this combo box with the data of one after another, the cells of this array. So that was a straightforward one. Actually, for each statement is nothing but a condensed, full-fledged for statement. Internally, it really escapes you from having an index I. It simply says that give me all the strings that are present in days one after another within this day variable, like have first Monday extracted into this day, then Tuesday extracted into this day. I'm sorry, first have Sunday extracted into this day, then Monday extracted into this day. As because I am from India, and you can understand that we still follow the UK standard. So our weekdays starts from Monday, not from Sunday. But I would appreciate if that Sunday was the first day of week, because in my system still you can see Sunday is the first day of the week. That is fine. So you can see it is very simple one. That is a condensed for statement for each statement, in which all the values inside this days array all are individually strings. So one after another they are coming into this day due to this iteration of for each statement, and for every value of this day we are printing what value the day is. So that is fine. So I'd like to comment this for your reference. That is fine. Let us go back to console once more to have something interesting. Let me have back this enum usage which is in console. One of the very good examples on web is this one, which is in .NET-Pulse.com. This is a very good example indeed. So I am using this example with the site being shown on the top. Very nice one, like console application example, very good indeed. So what I will do is that I will directly copy this first, because not to worry, I will simply copy this example and rather create. I will be simply be commenting out all these examples that I have already taught you. Okay, just accepting this read key statement. So I'm keeping this as a bookkeeping purpose. I am not deleting this code for you. So let me type in the example that was here. So I'll press Ctrl V to paste all the things. Fine. So this is this code what you can see on the screen. Before I execute this, let me tell you what this code is actually doing. If you are in console, you might sometimes get demoralized by seeing the black screen, the pitch black screen, right? But like you can change the color of your background of your console application. You can change the color of your screen. Well, this can really be done. So if you ever write this statement, console.foreground color equals to console color.white, that simply sets the full color of your console to white. I will simply comment this statement and comment out all these things just to show that what is the effect of this line. Console.foreground color equals white. Run this. I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry. It is foreground color. It should be background color. Background color. Color is white. Oops, some problem with this. I don't know why this is not coming. Maybe some other issue, like maybe some other issue. I don't know. I really cannot ascertain this, like exact not causing of the color to change back to white, as because it's having some security restrictions, so maybe some other that issue that I have to check in. But this example is pretty good example. Actually, I haven't checked this example by my own, but I thought this is a very nice example to show you on screen. But anyway, don't get simply demoralized that it has not worked. Let me uncomment this entire one and set it back to this foreground color. Foreground color to white. You see whether this entire thing is okay or not. Okay, it is working. No, actually, look, You don't expect that, sorry, actually I was wrong. Don't expect the whole color of the background will be white. This occurred from my previous experience with C programming, because in C programming you can change the color of the full color of the console to whatever you want. So okay, let me explain this, what it is actually doing. The first thing you can see, it has first taken a console color enumeration. It is an enumeration. It has got lot of information, simply a lot of information. On this console color, I am first extracting the type information into this type variable. Then I am setting the foreground color to white. Foreground means, you can understand, foreground and background. Here background doesn't mean that it is setting the entire color to white. Rather, it is simply making a font highlighting. That is true. Simply a font highlighting. That is, on white, black will be written. Now what I am writing is that for each variable, now it is a very just standard way of writing, a very extended way, very new way of just declaring for each data type, variant type in .NET. I'll explain this later. Var type, you say, var name in get enum.get names. Actually it's nothing, but you can think in this way. They are all string. Okay, they are all strings. String name in enum.get names. From a previous explanation, you can understand that this actually returns a whole lot of data, like all the different colors that are possible: white, red, pale yellow, light gray, whatever. What are the different colors possible? And then for each such color, what I am doing is that I will be writing the name of the color, but I would also like to highlight the back color at that point to the color with which you are writing. Like if it is black, if it is yellow, then it will be writing on the yellow background. But it will be writing in white itself. You see, that is why you see that initially all our written text are in white. You see, dark gray is white, blue, the forecolor is white, all are in white, If it is red, the back color is red. Magenta, the back color is magenta. Yellow, the back color is yellow. But the forecolor that is being used is white always. So that is why we have already specified the forecolor to white, and we have actually iterated over through this get enums, get names of this particular enum type to get all the possible color figures. And again we are doing the same stuff, but this time I am simply writing the console color, back color to black, and the same thing is being just written. But now, sorry, back color is black, and now this time the forecolor is being switched to different values. Just nothing, no fascination, just to make sure that this works. Just I want to show you that on your dark pitch console screen you can have some colors. So night sky is not really dark, it is having some stars studded in it, having different colors. So that is the thing that we'd like to show, and you can do similar kind of things here also, just by typing instead of typing connection state. If you ever type in just system dot, you can just have a watch exactly where exactly this console color namespace is. It is directly within the system namespace, system dot console color. So you can do what? You can write system dot console color enumeration. The moment I do this, now don't say this is a days, actually this is no more days. You can say these are names. Okay, these are color names or values, names. So for each name, change in this way. For each name in names, so I like to display the individual name of it. Now if you run this, you'll really see, wow, such all the different datas are there. Now as because console doesn't support all the different colors, so it is limited, but sometimes you'd like to give your user a full preference to have all the different colors that are available, sometimes the colors that are present in your system. So there is one such known as system color, I haven't used this for a long time, so let me see whether this is available or not. System color or something is there, which gives you all the different system colors. System colors dot, but I'm sorry, system colors is not an enumeration, it is a class itself, so I cannot directly have all these values directly enumerated like that. Had that been a enum type, had Microsoft defined system colors as enumerated type, then we could have really enumerated on all the system colors that are available. So I think you have got an example, a real type example of what are enumerations, how does enumeration works. You have understand, if you were new to .NET, you have also understood that the importance of type in .NET, that everything in .NET is type, let that be enum or class or struct or events or delegates. Finally, you have understood how to use enum this enum class to vitalize or to get hold on your user defined enum types or system defined and use it into your application. Thank you students for watching this video. Hope to see you back. Thank you once again.